See if I can bring my participant tab up.
His mic's not. Just talk in and we can probably hear you. Or type in chat if you can hear us and your mic is broke. And we have Rob with us tonight. Good evening, Rob. How are you tonight? Can you hear us?
He's not muted.
Oh, somebody's in chat. Bob Tucker can hear us. All right.
Okay. Can he talk?
Can you talk? Do you have a mic, Bob? He's testing his new mic. All right.
Oh, okay, cool. And Rob, does Rob have a mic? Yeah, it says he does. He's got a mic. It shows a mic.
Shows a mic, but he's silent.
Silent Rob.
And Pete has a live webinar going on up in Canada, so we might have competition for this evening.
Yes. Well, we need to know if Rob has been here before or not.
Yeah, Rob,
Right.
are you a guest, Rob, or are you a member? Can you type into the chat box and let us know? There is no action on that mic. Oh,
Okay.
I got something coming up. He says he's a member. Okay, great.
Has he been here before?
Have you been here before? He has no mic tonight. Well, okay. I hope you know sign language. This is his first time, and
Okay.
Bob Tucker's first time. Okay.
Alrighty. That's good to know.
Where are you from, Rob? Can you type that in there? And who's your refer? Inquiring minds want to know.
Especially the rooster.
Yeah, you hear him? Oh, he's from Illinois. Great.
Oh, okay. Good. How long has he been with CrowdRising?
Well, you can ask him.
Hey, Rob, how long have you been with CrowdRising?
Okay, Jeff. Is that Jeff Battershaw? Under Jeff Battershaw? June 19th. All right.
Well, he's an old timer.
Well, as fast as this thing goes, yeah.
I know it.
Old timer in the it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thing's growing so fast. So fast. It's just incredible.
And Bobby T, he's kind of an old timer with us too.
Yeah, we just haven't seen you forever.
No, he's been traveling.
Oh, he said, yeah, Jeff Battershaw. Just spell the last name.
Well, if he's with Jeff Battershaw, what can I teach him?
Oh, true that. Now, you got a calculator presentation, man.
Yes, we do.
So
Yes,
ours
we
is a
do.
bit different. We show you the money side. The money.
We do that. Amen to that. Well, a couple more minutes and then we'll launch this thing.
Okay, you got your sticky note off there.
Yeah, but we're kind of light tonight. I mean, we got...
Well, see, and I show 5 minutes till 7, so who's wrong here?
Oh, you are?
Always.
Well, no, I'm going by my computer.
Okay, my phone says 7:01.
Yep. GPS time.
Okay, well.
It doesn't matter.
No, we might as well start with the disclaimer and get this party started.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get started. Here's the disclaimer. Disclaimer, we always use that because we don't promise anything. The donation potential portrayed in the following slides are not typical and are not necessarily representative of the donations that will occur, if any, that a participant can or will receive through his or her use of the CrowdRising software platform. It's not a company, it's just a piece of software. All references to donation potential implied or stated throughout the presentation are for illustrative purposes only. These figures should not be considered as guarantees typical or projections of your actual donations. And of course they can't, because the actual donations that you'll receive depend on what you do, not what we do. CrowdRising software platform does not guarantee any level of donations. It can't. It's just a piece of software. Any representation or guarantees or of donations would be absolutely misleading. And it would be misleading by us, and we're not doing that. Now, the one thing you need to know about the CrowdRising software platform is it has its own language, and here it is. One of the most important things you need to understand about CrowdRising is that it is not a business. And we'll get into some of the details on that in a minute. But we have our own language that we use. And we do not want to say these words on the left. Those are business terms. Those imply and actually say you're in a business, which you are not. It is an activity, but it is not a business. So you don't want to use those terms. And a lot of people who've been involved in any kind of a network program typically have used those terms, and sometimes it's hard to switch over to the way we have to use language here. But you do want to use the words on the right-hand side where it says, say these words instead. So if you think you want to say the word investment, use the word upgrade. If you think you want to use the word recruit, refer or referrer. Because we don't recruit anybody because there's nothing to recruit them to. You're simply referring them to the platform, which is a piece of software that they can use to generate donations and share with the rest of us who are using the platform. Okay? It's pretty simple. But you need to get a copy of this chart and keep it handy. So even I, who am well aware that I shouldn't be using these terms, slip up and do it anyway. We just have to kind of police one another. All right, there's some things you need to know about this platform. One, after you've made your donation to the person who referred you, there are no ongoing fees or charges. Software never gets involved with your money, has nothing to do with it. All donations are tax-free. Well, they're tax-free because you're giving it to somebody. You're sharing from your abundance with somebody else that said that they wanted to also share from their abundance. And so in doing that, we're helping one another. Kind of the golden rule, right? Because of that, there are no Social Security numbers needed. There's no company here to pay any taxes or withholding or anything like that. It doesn't require a bank account. You need some way to exchange with money, but you don't necessarily need a bank account. At least we don't require it. We don't do credit checks because we're not involved with any lending. But you can raise unlimited tax-free funds without ever having to be involved in any kind of payment plan, any principal or interest program at all. You are always 100% in control of your money because you're making donations to individuals that you have contact with and whom you know and can be in touch with. And it's your choice to make those donations or not. But we're not venture capital. In other words, we're a type of crowdfunding, but we call ourselves crowd sharing, really, because we're still sourcing the crowd of people out there asking for donations, but we're sharing with one another as well. Now, the kinds that are venture capital are Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and the SEC has come out and said that crowdfunding is a security, and this is what they're talking about. Companies that are asking for donations in exchange for something, a product, inside information, advanced knowledge, equity in a company, things like that. This is not any form of a grant-making organization. There's no application to fill out for the grant. Same thing for government. There is no benefit here from government. You don't have any application to fill out. You simply decide that you want to join the platform. And when you join, whoever referred you to the platform, you make a donation to them, and then you begin sharing with others. So it's very important you understand this is not a business, and you should never call it a business. You want to call it a business, there's a 3-letter agency out there called IRS who will believe you that it's a business, and they'll say, hey, you're in commerce. You should give me some money because you owe us taxes. But it is an activity. You don't just come over here and sign up and expect somebody to be handing you money. You have to build a donation group. And what you do is you make a donation, and you got to refer 5 other people to the platform who are going to begin sharing donations to you. If you do not actively refer those people, you're not going to get much in the way of donations from anybody. Now, how can you use this thing? Well, when people need money and they're looking for ways to get it, a lot of times they'll go out and they'll get a loan. They'll apply for a loan. That doesn't mean they'll actually get it, right? So this is a place where you could get that money that you couldn't get through a loan. This is a way to get payments. Maybe you lost some hours. Maybe you're not getting as much money or cash, or you changed jobs and it's not paying the same, or your payments went up. You got payments you got to make. People need jobs because of that. And this is a way to get money for the payments that you have to make. This could be the job that you need. You may have lost your job or cut hours, and you may I can't talk tonight. You may need a way to get some more money and you can treat this like a job. It's not a job, but you can certainly spend some active time doing it. You can kind of carve out some time during the day and let others know that there's a way for them to get money for things they need. This is money that can be obtained to help start a business or expand a business. Some cool ways to do that. Money for education, which I think is just fantastic. I think this is the best place to go for money for education because there's $1.3 trillion of student loans out there. And it's a real burden on our students. They leave school and they owe lots of money before they even have a salary coming in. It's just horrible. What about childcare? A lot of parents need to go places and they need a way to get money, or they've got to put the kids in some kind of a preschool or a daycare kind of program, and that costs money. But why don't you just hire somebody, come in and take care of the child in the home, but the child's comfortable and you know who's taking care of them. This program never expires. It's just a piece of software that will probably be around for as long as people are using it. You know, we don't have to pay any salaries, right? It just runs on a computer. Well, how do we do this? You simply let people know that there's a way for you, that you found a way to get money for things that are important to you. And you do that with a question. You just simply say, hey, look, I found a way to get money for things that I need. And do you know anybody that needs money for anything important to them? And if they say, yeah, then you send them over to WeBringYouMoney.com. WeBringYouMoney.com is nothing more than a video that runs, 10-minute video. Send them over there, follow up with them, and find out if they have any questions. We don't care what they think. So when you call them up and you follow up, don't say, what do you think? Say, do you have any questions? Are you in or are you out? Is this something you want to do or something you don't? And they'll say, yeah, well, it's something I want to do, but I got some questions. Okay, then you send them over here to my calculator presentation where I've got 40 years of financial planning experience and I can probably answer any questions they may have about this or anything else associated with money and related to this program. Now, there are a lot of people over there that say, nah, I'm not interested in that. And you say, thank you very much for not wasting my time. And you go on to the next person. You don't care. It doesn't matter. All you're trying to do is find people who need money. And if they really need money, and they're out there, right? They're losing their homes, they're losing their cars, they're losing their families. You know, they really want to find a way that they can get money for the things that they need. Well, they're looking for you, and they won't know about you unless you let them know you exist. All right, so those are the main talking points. Let's get on over here, and I want you to look at the calculator. The calculator, I want you to think of kind of like a building. This part right here, which says stages, you know, and it's got these 10 stages up and 10 stages down. I want you to think of this green line as the ground floor and think of this thing as a building. So we have 10 floors in the building above ground, and we have 10 floors in the building below ground in the basement. The stages, or floors, as I call them, above ground, deal with the donations that you're going to make to other people from your abundance. But don't worry, that abundance will be provided by the system. You need to make a one-time donation, and after that, you should never have to put any more money into the program. Now, down below, it deals with the donations that you're going to be receiving with which you are going to make those donations. And right now, those show all zero because we haven't started the process yet. So what I want you to do is I want you to make a donation to the person who referred you of $20 to the platform. And this we would call, you'd then be eligible and be on stage 1. Right now, when you first join, you're on stage 0 because you got nothing, right? 0. That's how you know you're on stage 0. You don't have any money. Now, you make your first donation, and then what we want you to do is refer 5 people to the platform. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So now I put the number of 5 referrals on there. You know what? It did it to me again, that little stinker. It cannot make up its mind which was the magic field to click in order to get it to work. That's funny. Let's try this one tonight. Hey, worked over here tonight. Okay. Was working over here the other day. All right, so you referred 5 people to the platform. And what did they do? They each made a donation of $20 to you, which is $100. Times 5 times 20 is $100, right? Now, you see these floor right here, these numbers? The amount of donation you make up here is a one-time donation to open that floor so that you qualify to receive donations from the people coming on below you that you're referring. And each one here is associated with a number. So floor number 1 is always the $20 amount. Floor number 2 is always the $40 amount. So the way this thing works is when you referred 5 people, that gave you $100. Now that provides the money with which you can step up to the next floor to open that floor. So you take $40 of the 100 from your abundance there, and you can use the rest, spend it, do what you want. To make the donation to the person on the second floor that came in above you, and all this really means is that this person came on before you did. And number 3 came on before number 2 and number 1. And number 4 came on before number 3, 2, and 1. It's the same way, all the way up. So now what's going to happen is you've got happy people down here on the second floor below you. How do we know that? Well, because you told these happy people who joined you that they needed to go find 5 people too. And so when you do that, 5 times 5 is 25. So now there are 25 happy people on the second floor below you, which after you make the donation to the second floor above you, you become eligible and qualified to receive the donations on the second floor below you. And that totals about $1,000. How do I know that? Well, it's $25, level 2 times $40. So $25 times 40 is equal to $1,000. That's a pretty cool deal, isn't it? You made donations of $60, and you told 5 people who told 5 people, and that's what you need to do. This is the most important aspect of the system. Once you make your donation, you do have to do something. You have to make sure that you find 5 people that need money for their own reasons, whatever they are, and they refer 5 people as well. And that has to replicate. That has to continue. If that does not happen, then you won't have much cash flow, because you won't be qualifying. Now, this $1,000 you could use to pay up quite a way, couldn't you? I mean, it's no big deal. You could pay this up pretty fast. And it can go very quickly. It just depends on you and whether or not you're getting the referrals that you're supposed to be getting. But look at that. How cool was that? You made a donation of $60 and you got $1,100 in cash already. Now look, that money's in your bank account, not my bank account. There is no company bank account. It's all direct in your bank account, and it's entirely up to you to make the decision to use some of this money. So what you should do in order to perpetuate this and to maximize the donations that you want to get is you need to take some of this $1,100 and you need to step it up. So let's just assume we only go 1 floor at a time. See, so here's $60. This is the next donation that you need to make to open floor 3 below you. That's floor 3. So once you make that donation, you now have people down here that are all excited because they're referring 5. You just need to show a replication of 5. So now these 25 people got 5, and that's 125 people on the platform. And they're going to make donations too. They're going to make their donations to the first person that referred them, which was $20. Then they're going to make donations to the person on the second floor above them, which would be $1,000. That'd be $40, right? Remember, they're working up through their floors. So within about a very short period of time, that's only 125 people, and 5 getting 5. That's about $8,600 exactly that you can get very quickly by using this system. But it is important that everybody understands they need to get their 5. Now, if you're not getting this kind of replication when you're bringing people on, did you find your 5? No. You need to find 5 that actually understand what they're doing here, and that in order for them to receive donations, they need to refer some people to the platform. It's really that simple. It's just math. There's no real magic here. It's the kind of mentality that people misunderstand, that they can just come here and not really go out and refer their 5. Well, a lot of people say, I can't talk to anybody, John. I just can't refer anybody. Well, this is not the program for you. That's kind of funny that they say that too, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, somebody does you wrong, what do? You go around and you tell everybody you know. You know what that dirty son of a bitch SOB did to me? And you tell everybody you run into, you know about this guy, you know this. Don't you? Don't you know people that do that all the time? I'm sure you've done it yourself. I know I have. What about when something good happens to you? Don't you do the same thing? You run around and you tell people how great this was. Man, you show up with a new car. What a great ride you got there, man. Yeah, you should have heard the deal I got there. Man, I talked to this guy. I got him down on this, and I got this out of him, and I did this, and I did that. But when it comes to money, all of a sudden, everybody becomes zipperless. They just can't seem to bring up a great deal for somebody. But you see, when it doesn't involve money, whether it's good or bad, you're telling everybody. Well, isn't this a great deal? Doesn't this help everybody? Does everybody need money? Yes, the answer is yes. You know, if you can see my head, it's going up and down. Yes, yes. I don't know anybody in my 40 years of financial planning that didn't come in to see me because they needed money. That's what was the problem is, and that's the reason you're here, is because you need money. And there are other people out there that are looking for you. Man, they hope they find you. They're losing their houses and their cars and their families, and what are they going to do? How are they going to get the money? There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people out there that this is happening to. So it should be no real problem for you to find 5 people around you that need money. Now, I know maybe some people think that this, because it's a network system where you tell people something, they think that this is some kind of an MLM deal or some kind of business that they're involved in. No, not at all. And we don't want them to get that idea. So what you do is you say, listen, I'm only telling you about this because I'd feel guilty if I didn't tell you. I don't care whether you do it or not. I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing, and I found a way to get money for things that I need. I'm just letting you know now. I don't know whether you need it or not or whatever, but go look at the videos and see if it's something that you want to do. And when they come back and they say, well, yeah, I'm interested, then you send them over here to the calculator presentation and we'll talk to them and explain how the money works. Because mainly that's why people are here. They need the money, right? All right, so we've gone through the 3rd level, but this gets better. And this is so important. Now, you've done 3 levels. You want to make the donation on the 4th level, which is $100. You've got $8,600 in your account at this point. So you make that donation of $100 so that you become eligible to receive the donations that are going to show up here on the 4th floor below you. So you get a replication of 5. So now there's 625 because these 125 went out and got 5 people. Now you got $62,000 coming in. You've got a total of 71,000 tax-free dollars in your account. Now, one thing I want to caution you in, these don't come in like this as a lump sum. I'm showing you the total that you would receive on that floor, but they dribble in. And, people are people. They're going to do them at their own pace and their own way. And things happen. Things get in the way. It doesn't always work out that way exactly. But if everybody does their 5 and they just pay the $20 as an initial donation, the system itself is self-funding and self-completing. See, when we bring you on and we have you make your initial donation, what we're really doing is we're having you pay it forward. We're having you do first what you're going to ask others to do. And, Zig Ziglar said, if you help other people get what they need, you're going to automatically get what you need. And this is the essence of the golden rule, right? You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But look at this number here, $62,000. Can you go out right now with what you're doing and earn 71,000 tax-free dollars this year? This easy? No, sure you can't. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. Why this is such an important platform available for people to use. Now, it's even more important because, the average salary in the United States right now is only $30,000. 53% of the people in the country earn $30,000 or less right now. You just went out and generated for more than double the national average salary. And what did you have to do that? You simply had to make a donation of $20 to the platform and go tell 5 other people to see if they're interested in this good deal. That's all you do. You're not begging for money like they are in crowdfunding programs. 38,000 people in my zip code are begging for money on GoFundMe. Hey, give me money because I want to go to school. Give me money because I want to travel. Give me money so I can bury my family. I mean, it just all kinds of ideas. How on ever do you donate to 38,000 people? Well, if they were all working together over here, they wouldn't be begging for anything because everybody would get funded. But anyway, what did you have to do to get that $30,000 salary? You had to go to school. You had to grow up. You had to get through college, right? Because every time you go to apply for a job, don't they ask on the on the application, hey, do you have a college degree? Yes, I do. You check that box. It used to be you would actually talk to people, but nowadays it's a computer, right? And you have to submit your documents. All right, so in order to keep the 30,000, what do you got to do? You got to get up every day. You got to go to work, man. You can't be a slacker. You got to feed the kids. You got to get out the door, into the car, drive to work. Spend all day there in a job that you didn't train for. You had to take the job though, right? Because why? You had bills. You had payments you had to make. So you took the first job you could get because you had payments that you had to make. All right, so you're not necessarily happy. How do we know that? Because the surveys done by the financial industry every year want to know 2 things. How much do you earn? And do you like your job? And the answer is no, and not enough. Gallup says only 13% of the people are working in their occupations that they actually like and they really enjoy. But you got to have a job. You got to make the payments, so you're going to stay there. Maybe you'll do something different down the road. Maybe you'll be able to go back to school. That doesn't happen very often, but there are people doing it. There are thousands of people trying to retrain themselves after they lost their job. But anyway, you get done with the day, you get home, you got to feed the kids, you got to do your chores, you got to pay some bills, you got to maybe watch a little TV, maybe read a little something, you go back to bed, and the next thing you know, you're up for 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, 30 years down the road. You're still doing the same thing in the hopes that you're going to have a pension. That somehow, some way, someday, you're going to have some time for yourself. This is the pattern that's been going on for the last 100 years, isn't it? How's that working out for people? It's not. And one thing that's so super important you need to know is that robots are coming to take your job, and it's coming like a freight train, and nobody's paying attention. The estimates are there's going to be roughly 900 million people out of work, and they won't know why. They won't even know what hit them. So you got to get this going now. Get yourself positioned for the changes that are going to come. Even if you loved your job, why wouldn't you do this as a plan B? What could stop you? What do you have to do to get into this position? You have to make a donation of $20 to the platform, the person that referred you, and you have to learn a simple skill of letting other people know what a good deal you found. And that's all you're doing here. You're not begging them to join something. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're just letting them know of what you found and how cool it is. And give them the opportunity to join if they want to, for any reason. If they don't, just don't worry about it. You got 7 billion people to talk to. But think about this in comparison. Why wouldn't you do this? This gives you time freedom, doesn't it? If you can generate these kinds of cash flows, are you worried about a 9-to-5 job anymore? You don't have to be. You can spend time with your family. You can go wherever you want. You have location freedom. You don't have to stay here. You can do this in any of the 140 countries around the world. Doesn't matter. Take your kids out of school, homeschool them, go take a vacation, go for a couple years to different countries. Learn different cultures, learn different languages. Live your life like you should. Don't be such a wage slave. Because right now you are a wage slave. You're working every day because you got bills that you have to pay. And it keeps you down. But the dream factory begins to come on when you see these kinds of numbers. Let's move ahead a little bit. I'm taking a little bit too much time here. Let's get to the next floor. So the 5th floor requires a donation of $200. Well, you've got $71,000 here. That's not a big deal. $200 to open the next floor. Well, what's on the next floor? Well, these happy people are doing what you told them. They're referring people. There's now 3,000 people, 625 times 5. That's where it comes from. It's not magic. It's just math. That's why you want to watch the numbers and make sure that you're getting these kind of numbers, because you want to make sure these people are actually referring. Why wouldn't they? Listen, look at the kind of numbers here. Can you go out and generate yourself almost $700,000 this year? Yes, you can. If you're getting the replication that I'm talking about, because it's not complicated. There's nothing to sell. You don't have to learn all these different products and things like this. You are simply helping people by sharing donations that you receive. Now, all you simply need to do is learn a simple skill to talk to people, and you can do that with a book. That's pretty easy. I can't talk to anybody, John. Well, sure you can. You do it all the time. Well, I know them. They're at work. I see them all the time. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's a simple skill. But think of it this way. Do you mean tell me that you would rather spend 30 years and going to school and having to be stuck in a situation you can't change, rather than spend a little time? I didn't say go back to college and earn an advanced degree. I said learn a simple skill of letting people know and talking to anybody. And you can get books that say how to talk to anybody, how to carry on a conversation, how to open a conversation. It's just simple. But you already know how to do it because you do it anyway, just like I talked about earlier. Somebody does you wrong, you're telling everybody. You get a great deal, you're telling everybody. It's fantastic. So why wouldn't you do this? What could stop you from doing this as a plan B, just to make sure that you're not one of the guys you're going to be a victim of all the changes that are coming in society? The loss of jobs. Let's go on one more floor. We got to open number 6. And to open number 6, and on the people and the donations coming, there's $300. You got 700,000, man. Let's open the next floor. You got 15,000 people. You think that's a lot? That's not. We had people in a previous group where they had 70,000 people in their downlines. Oops, see, I did it again right there, downline. It's not a downline, it's a donation group. All right, that generates approximately 4.6 million. You got $5 million there. Now that's a really interesting number, because I used to have to do retirement planning for people, and typically the number we would plan for is about $3 million. And if you needed $3 million for a retirement plan, you'd have to save $100,000 a year, and you'd have to earn between $165,000 and $200,000 in order to have the $100,000 to save, and that doesn't really even allow for any living expenses, because all that other money is going to go to tax, right? But this is even cooler. Look at this. The best GoFundMe I ever heard of was a guy named Robertson in Detroit. And he had a $10 an hour job, and his car broke down and he couldn't fix it. He just wasn't making enough money. So what he did was he had to walk to work. He had to keep the job. So he walked to work every day, 20 miles a day. I mean, that took a big part of his day, didn't it? Well, some friends saw what was going on, and they started a GoFundMe platform, and they figured they would get $20,000, and they would then, get him a used car so he could get back and forth to work easy enough. $800,000 later, plus a brand new car from Ford, 13,000 people saw this GoFundMe platform. Well, how did that happen? Well, the way that happened is they publicized it, and they got the news media to pay attention to it as a human interest story, as a bleeding heart story, right? So if it bleeds, it leads, right? So you get all these news agencies that took this thing and started passing it around and telling everybody about it. Well, 13,000 people saw it and made a decision. We got to help this guy, that poor man, and they gave him some money. Kind of a donation, right? Well, $800,000 later in a brand new Ford car, it's all tax-free because it's donations. But look what we did. Look what we got here without having to publicize it. We just had to let other people know and get a replication of 5. We got 4.6 million, a total of 5 million overall. Why wouldn't you do this? What could stop you from doing this? This is so cool. This is a plan B. No matter what happens, you're able to take care of yourself. You know that you have the resources with which to take care of your family. You're not going to get excited and upset. We create our own economy. We help each other. Now, all I'm going to do is just put in the rest of the numbers so you can see them, because it just gets better and better the longer you do this. And there's more. You can do far more than I'm showing you. But I just want you to understand, you have to make the donation to start, and you have to refer 5 people who will refer 5 people. Now, sometimes, like the next one here, people are going to say, I'm done, I'm not doing it anymore, I'm going on vacation. And it's a $400 donation to open the 7th floor. So all we have to do is show you the replication of 5 on the 7th floor, and you got 78,000 people in your donation group, and there's $31 million right there. So somewhere in here, sometimes people are just going to stop doing it, and they're going to say, well, I'm going to go on permanent vacation. I'm just going to travel around the world. Well, that's not a good idea. I would do this wherever you go. Why would you ever stop? If you want to go vacation and they say they're going to go down to the islands, they're going to sit on the beach, they're going to drink Mai Tais and chi-chis, and they're just going to watch the crabs walk around. What would you do that for? Why wouldn't you be talking to everybody on the island? Of course, you're going to run out of people on the island. It gets pretty damn boring watching the sand crabs run around on the beach. So, the best laid plans of mice and men. See, nothing ever goes the way you expect it. Everything ends up in a different way. But everybody gets what they need, and they get what's coming to them. A lot of people would come into the office and they'd say, geez, John, I wish somebody would pay me what I'm worth. I can't seem to get a job that's got any pay. Well, you know what? Look in the mirror. The amount of money you're earning right now is the amount of money you're worth. It's what you do and what effort you put forth in order to generate the funding and the pay that you deserve. And a lot of people don't deserve much because they're not doing anything. They're stuck in a wage slave pattern and mentality, and they can't seem to get out of it. And that's the problem. This breaks that mold. This frees you. Why wouldn't you do this? Now, let me just put in the rest of the numbers so you can see them. They just get bigger, because as long as you're getting the replication of 5, which you would, because you know what? If you're like me, you're never going to stop telling people like this. Look at the number here. I'm going to agree with you. This is an outstanding number. I mean, it's a mind-boggling number. $11,267,102,350. Now, are you going to get that? I have no idea. I think it totally depends on you and the effort you put forth and letting other people know. You think you can let more than 5 people know? Could you let 10 know? Could you let 20 know that this is a way for them to get money so that they're not stuck in their job and that they can take care of their bills and get the things they need for their family or whatever is important to them? why wouldn't you do this? Anyway, we'll stop here, and I'll be glad to take some questions or hear some comments or anything that anybody has to say. And if not, if there's nothing around, then we'll see you later. But in the meantime, go to the Participants tab and click on the tab. And when you open the Participants tab, you will see a raise the hand button down there. And so what you want to do is you want to click on that old hand and raise it, and Kathy will unmute you, and then we can have a little chit-chat. And if nobody wants to talk about it, well, then we'll go do something else.
Who could have ever imagined that one little $20 bill could bring you $11 billion? This has turned so many people's lives around, people that just need $200, $300, $500 extra a month, and we're doing it. We just hit over 12,000 people this week. I didn't check the numbers today. I've been too busy, but talk about the fastest growing thing on earth. I'm telling you. And it's self-funding, peer-to-peer,
Absolutely. You're exactly correct.
The founders charge you nothing. Truly was designed to help the little guy get ahead. People helping each other. And I'm surprised this hasn't come around years ago.
Yeah.
So, this is just the best program I have ever been involved in, ever.
Well, we got Rocky the Ant up there.
William saying we are at 12,758. Woo, yeah. We're on fire out there. Well, since what, May 2nd, we've got 12,000 members, 12,758. William loves it. Yes, I know you do. You're on fire out there too. And Miss Ramona and T, and you guys are just really, really.
You're really kicking it. Yeah, you're doing what you should be doing, letting people know.
And that's what we should all be doing. Everybody, I know they're getting laid off. They've been looking for jobs forever. These college students coming out with all this massive amounts of debt. What better? You have the solution right here with it for everybody, truly. Single moms, trying to pay groceries or having to choose whether they're going to pay groceries or have a house over their head.
Well, think about this. Even people who are stuck in the welfare bind kind of thing, or they've got a disability or something, they still have the ability to use a phone and to talk to people. And there's no reason they should have to put up with just minimum funding and basic minimal existence, when all they've got to do is make a donation of $20 and refer 5 people who will refer 5 people. Yeah, that's all that has to be done. But make no mistake about it now. If you're not getting the replication of 5, if people are not doing, if you refer people and they're not doing it, you need to counsel them. And if they're not coachable, they won't do it. If they can't proceed for some reason, then you need to find somebody else. You haven't found your 5 yet. Everybody needs to find their 5. And that's not a big number. How many people do you know? 250 to 300 people that you actually know? And you know what? The big secret is, I know a lot of people don't talk about money, but I'm here to tell you, everybody who came through my door, it didn't matter how much money they had, they were there because they needed more money. Everybody needs more money. I don't know anybody who would refuse a gift. Somebody comes up and says, man, you know what? I like you. I like your shoes. Because I like your shoes, I'm going to give you $1,000. Would you take that $1,000? I say, yeah, you like my belt? Man, you like my belt? Throw another $1,000 in for my belt.
There's the way, Chrissy. Chrissy's asking, what are some creative ways that we can grow CrowdRising? Well, number one, you ask them, do you need money for any reason? Number two, just show them that video, webringyoumoney.com. That's webringyoumoney.com. And then bring them to a webinar and sign them up and help.
Well, you got to ask them the question. You really do. You got to follow up with them. Kathy's great for follow-up. Man, she follows up religiously with people, and it helps. Me, I can't stand it. If they don't get it on the first pass, I'm gone. But she follows up, and she finds out if they have any questions, and they do, and then they come over here and they see the numbers, and all they have to do. Look, is anybody spending 4 or 5 years going to school to learn how to do this? No, you don't need to. You should be able to learn this simple skill within 3 months, easy. By 6 months, you'd be a total expert at it. And it's just the act of doing it. It's not anything special. And everybody does it anyway. I know people that sit on the phone all day long and talk. But when it comes up to money, anything around money, oh man, they sure get nervous. They don't want to open their mouth. They zipper those lips. Or they get real excited and they say, oh, if I could get that person on here, oh, if I could only get that person over here, boy, he'd just be so good at this or she'd be so good at this. I'm just afraid to say anything because I don't want to scare them away. I want to make sure I get it. John, what are the magic words that you use in order to get these people on here? Well, there aren't any. It's just 90% of the deal is showing up.
Watch the video.
And here's the other one that people get stuck on. They say, how much money are you making? I don't know. What's the matter? I'm just getting started, man. You want money or not? You don't care or you don't want any money?
Well, you made the initial donation of $20 back. What more? I mean, you don't risk anything, really. Anybody can get $20. You go recycle cans or mow the neighbor's lawn. That's a $20 bill.
Sure.
We have Kazuko saying so. He's saying so, or she. So all you have to do is get 5 people and move up the ladder and pay. That's it.
Well, wait a minute. You got to get 5 who refer 5.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't just get 5 people. Now, but let me ask you a question. Why would you ever stop at 5? Why would you leave it to chance?
True that.
Right? I mean, why? Why wouldn't you bring on 10? I mean, all you're doing is talking to people.
Yeah, and everybody out there, I'm telling you, everybody likes this program. Everybody needs funding for some reason. So.
Yeah, what'll happen too is when the money begins to come in, there's something I call the dream factory begins to turn on. A lot of people don't have any dreams today. They have a need. They need money for some reason, but they don't have a dream. They don't have the power to see that there's other possibilities because they've been beaten down, really. They've been beaten down by the routine, the system, the things that they got to do all the time. When you begin to see the money flow, when you see it happen, all of a sudden now potentials and things you thought you wanted fade away, and you begin to see how you can really be involved in helping other people. Because the best thing you can do for your future to protect your economy, your economic rights, is to help somebody else protect theirs. Yeah. And in the process of helping them and showing them a way to get money that's legal, right? What are you doing? You're rolling people in the street and back alleys? No. You stealing it from a bank? Are you taking kids' lunch money on the way to school? What do you got to do this?
And we have that pyramid question coming up.
Pyramid? What pyramid?
Yeah. This money goes directly to you, 15 different ways, however you want to receive it. There is nobody at the top getting all the money like there is in a pyramid scheme.
Well, it's a scheme. But look at this. You see this look like a pyramid right here, doesn't it? And this over here looks like a pyramid. Okay. I want you to understand something. This is a pyramid. You can see the structure of the pyramid. But the question is it a good one or a bad one? Everything is a pyramid.
I like those bottom numbers better than I do the top numbers.
You bet.
And but those are all yours.
Nature uses the pyramid as the basic building block of our systems. And if you want to know,
run down,
and if you want to know about that, just go look up Buckminster Fuller and look up buckyballs. He builds these balls out of triangles, which are pyramids. It's a fundamental building block of nature. But what you're talking about is a scheme in which somebody puts themselves at the top and makes you think that you're going to be able to get up to the top and get that money, and they're really taking the money and running off with it and leaving you hanging. That is a pyramid scheme. Ponzi scheme is the other one. Ponzi scheme is where a person invents an investment, shows you false paperwork, says that you're getting all these returns, and what you're doing is you're taking investors' money and you're paying it out to the shills and the people that are cooperating with you, and you're showing that as a false return. You're showing better returns than person could get somewhere else, and you're essentially lying to people about what you're doing. It always falls apart because it grows so big that you can't sustain it because you're cannibalizing all the money that comes in and paying it out. You're telling them you're going to pay out more than you're actually taking in eventually. That's why it terminates. But that's a Ponzi scheme. But see, none of that happens here. All the money that you get, that your referral gets, simply because you're referring other people to the platform. And you only have to make a one-time donation. Let's say, for example, on the 6th floor, this person here makes a $300 donation, right? Well, on the 6th floor, there are 15,000 people. He's one of them. He's making a donation to somebody else who's in this $15,000 mix for somebody else. There's no end to this. There's a 7 billion people. There are millions of corporations. There are millions of nonprofit groups. There are millions of private associations. And when you start multiplying those, and the other thing is that people are a renewable resource, man. They have babies.
And William's saying some just won't see it at all, and he spends no time with him.
Right.
He says everybody's at the top all the time here, and that's true.
Yeah.
At the top. And I don't understand this question. 5 people who must get 5 referrals. The minimum is 5. I already know what to do. Is there affiliate links? Why would you need an affiliate link when you've got the best program on earth right here? You know, I don't understand that one quite. But
well, there is an affiliate. He has a link that he uses to refer people to the platform.
Oh, okay.
That would be.
Is that what you're talking about? Affiliate link, something that brings the people back to you, Kazuko? Yes. Okay. So, kind of. Okay.
Well, yeah, you have a page, you have a website, and you're going to refer people to that website to sign up and make a donation to you. Yes.
Kazuko, can you talk into the microphone? Do you have a microphone? Hello, hello? No, he doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
So, well, hopefully that answered his question. There are, what is that web page that Laurel's building for people? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of it exactly. I'm sure that.
Yeah, if you're on the Skype groups, you can go into the support there and ask them for Laurel's link. She's building web pages for people. You have to pay for it. I don't know how much it is, but it could be worth it for you.
I think it's about $30 a month or something like that for whatever they put together.
Yeah, and see, we don't use ads very much. We like to get out there and talk to people, not just blast out emails all day long, because you want to build a relationship with people. You know, you get more people engaged when you're talking to them. So I would just suggest talk it up. I know Miss Ramona does.
Yeah, that's the effort part. You do have to make the effort to contact people and let them know what's going on. Let them know what a great thing you found. That's all you do here. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. You don't sell anything. There's nothing here to sell them. You don't want to, even the idea, you don't want to sell them on the idea. You want to show them, give them the information, find out if they have any questions, and is it something that they want to do or not. Do not waste time.
And don't ever hound them. I follow up, but I don't hound them, and I don't beg people to get in here. You don't have to. I mean, if people are seriously wanting some money in their lives, they're going to jump on this if they get it. They get the idea, you know. So we haven't had any problems.
Yeah, and that's why you want to bring them over here. And if they don't understand the calculator, what I'm showing them, how easy this is and how simple it is, then we can even do a little 3-way to find out and try to ascertain what's blocking their thought process, maybe that they're not understanding what's happening here. Because listen, a kid who never got into high school and never went to college and was floundering trying to get manual labor jobs can do this. He's just got to ask people if they know anybody that needs any money for anything important to them. And if they say, yeah, you ask enough people that question, you're going to get yes.
Oh, yes.
Then you send them to the videos. Do not try to explain this thing. Don't even begin to discuss it. Send them to the video, let them watch the video, and then simply follow up and find out if they have any questions and is this something they want to do or they do not want to do. That's it. If you do not get positive answers, then you leave them alone and walk away, go talk to somebody else. Just don't waste your time.
That's right. Everywhere I go, I mean, waitresses, kids at McDonald's, people trying to get through school, or having a second job because they can't feed their kids. I mean, there's people all over the place. Just
and
open your
really,
mouth.
if you go to Amazon.com, you just go get a used book. How to start a conversation, how to small talk, how to talk to anybody. There are a lot of good books that you can use over there, and it's, you know, I took me a long time to understand that. It's just so easy to do that. Really, it's just that simple. I mean, if you see somebody you don't know, you can walk up and you can say something like, you know, I saw you over here, and this is kind of embarrassing. I don't normally do this, but I just thought I wanted to meet you.
Chrissy's asking, how many people do you talk to on a daily basis? And William's saying he talks to 25, 50, 30 a day, you know. And Kazuko's saying, when you send them to the video and decide to enroll, how do I know if they are under me? Do they mention my name or what? No, you follow up with them. You have them get back with you after they watch that video, and you sign them up personally. Help them get going. They, you know, they'll go back into sign up, and you don't know if they're coming in under your name. So you want to make sure they are, and then you want to show them their back office, how to work that a little bit. Have them set up their payment arrangement. Most people don't know they need to go set up a PayPal right off the bat, and walk them through it. Do a personal walkthrough.
And just to let you all know too, we're finding out more about this international MasterCard, and it's
yeah.
You are going to be able to have a MasterCard debit card that's an international card that will take the place of PayPal. No more hang-ups on donations. Anybody can donate directly into the debit card for you. It's right on your account, and it just makes it so simple.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We were checking on all the details today. John has a big meeting next week in California with the CEO of this fine international card. It's going to just rock your world. It will. It's going to be such a bonus for CrowdRising. All the different ways to receive your money, you know. So I'm excited about that. It's exciting, T. Get excited. He's being awful quiet.
Well, it's even better because what we're learning is that inside these agreements with banks and companies, there's all kinds of fee structures that go on in there that we don't even know about.
Oh yeah.
And what it turns out is what they've done is they've turned this around, and they've actually, you get a piece of all the fees that are paid, and it's networked, so you can refer others and get a piece of the fees that they pay. So everybody uses a debit card. When you go into the store, the price is still the same. Nothing changes, except now that it's actually sending you money to your account from people who refer to the system.
Or overcharge fees or interest. You know, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but I have, because I had excellent credit that fell off the charts this year because of all the medical bills. But then they want to charge you like 29% to use a card. That's ridiculous. And with this one, you're getting, you know, you don't pay any interest like that. You get paid. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Rolling that out soon. Get excited, William. T. Ramona.
Oh, we're excited, all right. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We're excited. We're rising just like the crowd rising. Walking with the feet off the ground.
You bet. I'm glad. Well, listen, we're right up on bumping up on an hour. So if there's nothing else, we need to get on with some things here. And you guys need to go have a good time.
Go show some happy people, or make them happy. Got the answer. I mean, this is really the solution everybody been looking for. So
John, you talking about, actually Kathy was talking about the waitress and waiters. I usually go into a store or something, like KFC or something like that, and there'll be a young man or a young woman in there, and I'll say, how long you been working here? They say, oh, just a little while. I say, well, how long before you own the store? And it's like, own the store? I say, yeah. They say, I don't know. I say, well, would you like to? And then that starts the conversation.
Yeah, so, you bet.
Yeah, so you can start a conversation with just about anything when it's talking about money.
Yeah, you can, and they don't even have the concept of they could own the store.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
You expanded the horizon right there.
Trying to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Give them something to shoot for.
Absolutely.
We have several new people here tonight. So we do these webinars 5 days a week. Be
What's
sure to
today?
come back and bring
Tuesday.
some people with you. You know, we'll talk to them for you.
Yep,
It's
tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll do it at the same time, which is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So y'all come back and bring a whole lot of people, and let's get this thing rocking for you, because it's rocking for us.
Hey, Kathy.
Yes.
I did want to ask a question about the send them to the video. Is that still the WeBringYouMoney.com?
It sure is. Yep.
Wow. Okay, I don't know about. I looked at that video and I don't know whether it's really doing the job that I think it ought to do.
You think John ought to be on there doing it, huh?
Yeah, really. I wish I could convince John to do one for us.
Yeah, I've been trying too. Maybe if enough people pester him, he'll figure out how to use that YouTube and get it cranking out.
Nobody wants to see me.
Well, we don't necessarily have to see you. You can put the chart up there.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know, I don't know. I think the video is a better deal. I think it's better.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It covers enough. If they're interested, if that gets them interested, that there's money available, then I show them how it works. That's fine. But
Right.
I don't really want to put this out there as a video.
Yeah. Not this video.
Maybe we could put a teaser clip out there of you doing this, and then they can come in and see.
Well, wait a minute. I don't know what video he's talking about. Is he talking about the one that Mark Hamlin did, or the other one, the new one?
Yeah. I'm talking about the one that
the 43-minute one or the 10-minute one?
The 10-minute one.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a great video. I like it.
There's a 3-minute one too. We'll have to play.
No, I don't want the 3-minute one.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know whether they understand what's going on. You know, it's kind of boring a little bit to me. Seems
Really?
like.
Yeah, I agree. And I said that.
Well, you know, that is so cool. You realize you can use that? You call them back up and they say, well, I said, did you see the opportunity there to get money for yourself and your family and how easy it is? And they said, I didn't really understand that. I didn't see that. Well, then you need to come over here and see the calculator presentation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then just get them over here and show them. The thing is that the question you need to get answered is, do they need money? Are they looking for a way to get money to help themselves? That's really what you want to know.
And it is. It's all about the money. You know, everybody needs it, kind of
Right.
like oxygen.
And that's why I do the calculator presentation. Unlike everybody else in CrowdRising, nobody explains this kind of stuff to people.
Yep.
It's just not that hard. It's just easy. It really is easy, but people have to make that effort to make that step to realize that all they have to do is do what they always do, and that's tell people what a good deal they found.
Absolutely. Yep. Just talk it up. Everywhere.
It's up to them. It's like you find a place that's got a good hamburger, right? So you guys want to go to lunch? Yeah. Let's go over here to Mickey D's. And the other guy says, no, man, we're going to go over here. This is such a better deal over here. Well, that costs more money. Well, yeah, it does. But, man, you get twice the food for that money. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's nothing more than that.
All
Okay.
right.
See y'all later.
Okay, you all have a good night, and we'll see you in the morning. And bring some people back.
Yeah, we got plenty of seats, you guys. Fill it out. Get your people here. Let's get them motivated.
Motivation. Yep.
You bet.
No, Ramona does.
I know it. All right, bye-bye.
Everyone, you're doing such a great job you're doing.
Who is?
You are.
What?
You're keeping us motivated.
I'm not. There's only 12 people on the program, man. How many people have you referred? How many of your people are here tonight? You're not motivating anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, you are.
Whatever.
You know, we should have 1,000 people on this thing by now. We got 12,000 people in the company.
Yeah,
I do this all the time.
Yeah, but we just got this real schedule going too, so give it
yeah,
a
I'm gonna promote it more now. I just don't know what to say about these people.
Well, you got a question. I thought you said you needed money.
They just don't say it. I don't know what it's gonna take.
Sing 'em, come on, baby, light my fire.
Yeah, maybe we need to play that. Yeah. Oh, we need to play some money songs before they come over here. So. What the Beatles had one out, Money, That's All I Want. There's that one. What else?
Money. Money.
Yeah. Money, Honey. A bunch of things. All right. I'll see you guys later. Okay.
You got the money, honey? I got the time. No, never mind.
I got that one.
It'll be a different time to go now.
Yeah. We're getting a little wild here already for me.
Yeah.
Put my eyeballs open.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night. See ya.
Okay, take care, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.